I am definitely honored to be able to serve, right? Like serve us tonight in this capacity here in Flint, man, outside. This is really cool. This is really cool to be outside. And I know we got a lot of stuff earlier today that we were poured in by fantastic speakers. And so I'm just hoping with the closing remarks tonight that I can just say something that will land in your lap, right? That you can take from here and continue to grow from the inside out. And that's really big to me, is growing from the inside out. And I just want to rest right there. Growing from the inside out. I tell my fathers that I work with that I never want to be a public success and a private failure. I say it again, I never wanted to be a public success and a private failure, because I did that for a very, very long time, that I was very good. I was just talking to my friend here about that early on. I was a good loser. Like, I was really good at losing. And I tell you, when I was 10, and it was going like way back, I was 10 years old, and I used to play this video game with my buddy Remy, right? We used to play video games all the time, and I used to win. But Remy started getting better in the video games, and your boy didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like to lose. And if you know anything about Nintendo, there was 2 buttons on there, right? One was a power button, and the other was reset, right? And I just remember when Remy was about to beat me, instead of me becoming stronger, applying more pressure, working harder, I did what came natural to me at the time. Come on with it. You already know, right? I got up politely. It was my house, right? It was my house. I make the rules. My house, I make the rules. I got up and I hit the reset button. And I'm like, yo, I didn't lose. So you smiling, you like, you must have hit the reset button once or twice. But this was the thing. I was 10 years old when I hit that reset button. And I finally got married, started having kids. Yeah, and I was still hitting the reset button. Right? See, because I didn't know what was the thing that was triggering me to still hit the reset button. It became a way of life. I didn't know at 10 years old that a decision that was just a moment became a way of life for me. And I had to become intentional about no longer hitting the reset button. So when I say that I was a good loser, I knew how to lose. I just did not know how to win. And a lot of times the work that we do in different capacities is driven by what we've gone through, what we've done. And what we do, we just get busy. We just start doing the work. We just go on autopilot. We just do it, right? We want to make impact. We want to change the lives of people. We want to help people. But the one thing that we forget to do, like real talk, we know how to do the mindfulness. We know how to do all of the work. Like we have so much education. But the biggest thing for me is that I had to learn how to apply my own pressure. Right? Because I know the things to say. I know what to do. I know what to do. You know what to do, but do we always do it? And I want that to rest there, because this was the thing. In 2018, I went home. Matter of fact, I didn't even go home. It was 2018. I went on social media. And if you know what I do, I work with fathers, right? So I went on social media, and I was excited. Lottie, I was excited because I finally forgave my father. And I went on social media, and if you go back and look, you see all of these likes. And people are like, oh my God, I got to do the same thing. And I'm just strutting like, man, yeah, I forgave my father for what he did. And then 2020, I went back to the crib in Jersey to see my father. And my wife looked at me, she was like, yo, Shon, what's really good? Like, what do you mean? She said, I don't know. I just see the way that you looking in that, how you real short with your dad. Like, what's really good? And see, when my mom died, those things came back up. It reminded me, like, Shon, no, you really didn't forgive him. You did that for the lights. See, I wanted what it looked like, but I didn't want what it felt like. I didn't really want to do the work, because if I had to forgive him, that means, not that I'm letting you get away with it, but it's like, yo, bruh, give your dad grace. Give him grace. Give him some mercy. See, and I'm out here helping all of these fathers, and it's like, yo, Shon, how can you help these dads and you're not even applying the pressure yourself? And so, yeah, in 2018, once I started going through that, I was on my way to go see a father. And like they said, I played football at Michigan State. But what a lot of people didn't know is that when I left Michigan State in 1998, I didn't leave in a favorable position. Because my dream was to go and play college football. Beyond college football was to be a professional athlete. And when Nick Saban came in and they fired my coach, I had issues with men giving me direction. And so when he came in and he started applying all of this pressure about being successful, and this is what it's going to take of being disciplined, I didn't want that. And it was like, yo, he picking on me. And so when we got blew out by Nebraska, 55-10, instead of me going to watch the film with the rest of my team, I faked the injury because I didn't play well. I went in the training room. And that was in 1995. And so in 2020, when I was going to see a father, God said, I need you to go and watch that film. Like, what film? Bro, you know what film. You know what film. And I'm like, well, that was in the 90s. YouTube didn't exist. I don't know how I can get my hands on it. Yeah, when I went to the internet and I searched that game, guess what popped up? Yup, that game. And that was one of the hardest things that I had to do. I had to sit there and watch my film. I had to look at all of my mistakes. I had to look at the things that I did well, the things I didn't do well, but I had to sit there and watch my film. It took me 20 years to watch my film. Some of us in here, we still haven't watched our film. But we're doing the work.